All right, so we're joined from right down the street in Ridgeland by the owner of Mesmerizing Company and M360 Photo Booth, cosmetologist extraordinaire, braid extraordinaire, one of the hottest up and coming young cosmetology braiding experts in the area, Brikala Rachele, just 25 years old. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our entrepreneurship class here at Velma Jackson High School. We've got a room full here with us, and we're recording this for our friends at Madison Central, Germantown, Ridgeland High School, and our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for taking some time for us today.
You're very much welcome. Glad to be here.
All right, so before we get into all you do, because we were just talking how it's so professionally and so professional and organized, the way you run everything. I think it's a great idea the way you have it set up. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into this, because a lot of females especially think that, I want to do hair because it's fun, and I want to do hair because I want to post a bunch of stuff on Instagram, but it really does take some planning to even open a home-based hair business. So tell us about your background.
Okay, well, I went to Original High School. I graduated in 2017, and I got my first job. I was working at Applebee's when I was a senior, so all I knew was customer service, working at Applebee's, Logan's. Then I went to Holmes Community College, and I got my associate's degree in pre-occupational therapy. And during that time, my mama went to cosmetology school. She graduated, so she's a cosmetologist. I never knew how to do hair. I always wanted to learn how to do hair, but I never
Oh,
knew. So I was like, I want to take a class. So I started going to Jackson State, and I decided to take a class on hair. And I was practicing and practicing, and I just started braiding hair. And
wow.
braiding hair, it really helped me a lot because I was a full-time student and COVID was over. So I could braid when I wanted to. I could make my own schedule. I could be off when I wanted to. So it helped me so much. And I graduated last year from Jackson State. And last year I had an internship where I had to work 40 hours a week during my internship. And they came in handy as well because I was able to make my own schedule, still do hair because I have my own business. I have my own car, my own apartment. So I pay everything myself. So doing hair has come in handy. I started my 360 booth in January of 2022. That was a birthday gift to myself, which was
Oh,
amazing because I got to do a lot. I got to do a lot of events. I got to do weddings. I got to do Kent High School's prom. I did Raymond High School's prom. I did
wow.
Raymond High School prom this year. Next week I'll be doing an event for Madison Academy graduation.
Cool.
Yes,
Uh,
and I'll also be doing something for Kent Academy as well.
wow. I mean, and it's amazing how hot that takes off. But I'm glad you said that, because, like I said, you're not much older than the kids we have now and the kids that'll see this. But some people, when they think a birthday gift, they want to ball out and just get something they can post online. But you really use
Yeah.
your money as an investment into a new business. You used your birthday present to create a new stream of income for yourself, which is extremely smart, especially in today's economy. Now, I want to talk about Mesmerizing Company, because we were talking before you came online about some little things that you do that I think are very smart as far as sales and as far as customer service. Because again, obviously, I don't have much use for braiding. But some of the things you do, I think, could transfer into other industries. No, no. Before, I don't want to talk for you, but tell us about how you run your website, and why you keep it so organized, and some of the ways that you have come up with that, because I think it's an absolutely beautiful idea.
Well, yeah, I worked hard on my website. I did it all myself because like that attracts people to you. Like when you are very informative and you let people know, like that attracts more people. Like, okay, I see she provides hair. That'll attract a lot of people when you provide hair because if you're not a braider or you're not a hairstylist, you don't know what you're getting. So more than likely when you come to your appointment, you're gonna get the wrong thing. Like I try to be very detailed. I give all of my hours, I give my phone number, my email, so people can contact with me. And also, I don't know if you've seen it, but I also do afterpay for appointments as well because getting your hair done, that is expensive. So like if people want to do a payment plan, you could come and you can only pay $25 when you come to your appointment. Then the next 2 weeks you pay the other 25, the next 2 weeks until it's over, which it has helped a lot of people because, as things continue to rise and rise, So I feel like that attracts a lot of people. When I started doing it, they started attracting more and more people. So I
Yeah,
feel like it's very good to be professional and have, different things on your website.
yeah, and it also makes it where you don't have to skimp on price because
Yeah.
you can still have the same price, but give people other options to pay it. So that way you're not losing any money. The customer still gets a great product and they're still getting, they're not having to pay more because of competition, and you're staying within their budget. Now, and you made a great point there because you try to be as detail oriented as possible. When you are tight on a schedule as an entrepreneur, you cannot waste time going back and fixing mistakes. You have pictures on there to show exactly what you're getting. So if somebody says, I want XYZ, you have pictures on there to show examples. You show exactly how much time it takes, and you show, certain things about that will only work in this kind of hair, not in this kind of hair. Make sure you have this. And then you also do a great job of little upsells, the little $5 and $10 here and there. You add on, 10 $10 add-ons in a week. That's $100 a week. Or you add on a $40 add-on once a day for a week. That's an extra $300 a month. So those little ways to upsell small things that let you offer more. And when you offer more, obviously you can charge more. So talk a little bit about, how you set yourself apart, because obviously this is a competitive business and you haven't been in business that long, but you've already found your niche and found a way to stay competitive in an area that has a lot of people that do hair.
And like I said before, professionalism, like that matters. Like how you talk to a client, how you text a client, like how you do someone's hair. Like you never know who hair you're doing. Like I could be doing somebody hair and they have a whole family who needs their hair done. Now they're bringing their family to me. They're bringing their cousin, their sister, their mama. Like that's why you have to treat every client the same, because you never know who that client has, who can bring to the table. So that, and like I said, Afterpay, like I get that all the time. Oh, you do Afterpay? Can I come? Oh, you do Afterpay? After, like I feel like that's the number one thing, because I honestly don't know any other braiders or hairstylists who does it. And I feel like, that's very helpful, because a lot of people think that, oh, you only get paid $25, they're not gonna pay the rest. As soon as they do the Afterpay, I get paid the full amount and all they pay is 25. So they have to pay the rest of Afterpay and not me. So I'm getting paid fully. So like I said, that helps me and it helps the client.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. That's a good point. So the
Yeah.
way that works, and this is, I think this is important for anybody wanting to do any type of side hustle. The way Afterpay works is they pay the first $25 to Afterpay. You get the full amount of what they will owe, and then Afterpay is going to charge them automatically. So it's not something where you're hunting
Yeah.
them down for the not hunting them
Yeah.
down for it.
After that, I don't have to do anything. Afterpay give me the full amount as soon as they pay them the 25.
Okay, and then yeah, they're gonna have some type of payment on there to automatically draw out later, so it's not gonna be a thing where they're hunting it down. Okay, very
Yes.
interesting. And again, and it's all about, one thing we talk about in this class is perceived value. So if somebody says, "Look, I only got, I got $25, I'll have the rest later, but I need my hair done now," that gives you a way to sell yourself more than Jane XYZ down the street that doesn't have that capability. Now,
Yes.
and something else you have on your website I think is very good as well is, even though you are very good at communicating with customers and putting the onus on the customer of exactly what they want and having all types of choices, you're also very specific about what your expectations are. You don't let you have on there, you're not bringing 100 people to my house, get your hair done. It's just on customers only. You have very specific, if you want to work, you have my hours, the old joke, from the five heartbeats. These are my office hours. So if somebody wants to work out, wants something outside of your office hours, they have to pay extra for it, and it is explicit on your website on that. Now, something we did notice on your website we thought was also very interesting, we also think is a great idea, is your service for service, your subscription package, and your VIP package. So talk about
Yes.
those three, because that's things I never thought of and I never heard of.
Okay, so I actually like that, like service for service, because there's nail tech, people who do eyelashes, people who do hair, people who do anything, like any types of services. Like if you want to get your braids done, I want to get my hair done, we can exchange. I feel like they'll help each other. Like if I want to get my eyelashes done, you want to get your braids did, we can do that. And with the subscriptions is because like I have a lot of clients who literally only get braids, or like for their daughters, they only get braids. And with those subscriptions, like You can book an appointment. Once you pay that, like you can come, or for instance, let's say, okay, your daughter gets her hair done. She can use that for somebody else. Like if the mother wants to come get her hair done, she can use that as well. I feel like, that's a good deal for people, and you save money too. So I try to be different and add little stuff.
Yeah, and the thing is, and you got to look at that, because not only, again, it goes back to perceived value, because people are like, look, I've already paid for it, we might as well go use it. And then if they
Yeah.
don't use it, you already have their money, so it doesn't hurt you as far as income, and it really gives the customer something to look forward to. Say, hey, I've already paid for this. I have two little girls. Let me go get their hair done too, and I can get my hair done later, and they don't have to worry about when they get paid or anything like that.
Yeah, see, it comes in handy.
And then we also saw the VIP package, which gives people special perks. And again, they've already paid for it, and whether they use it or not, they still have the perceived value of having it. So talk about that as well, because I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so like that comes in handy. Like, let's say you call me today. Like, if I don't have any other appointments, you can come in today. No squeezing, no same day, no anything. You could just come and get your hair did. Or like, if you want to know, like, let's say I'm booked up and you want to be the first one to know about the cancellations, you'll be the first person I text, and then I'll text the second person, and I'll text the third person in that order. Like, if they want to come. So yeah, it does. It helps a lot because sometimes I am booked up and I can't fit any more people in, and people like, "Oh, I'll pay the squeeze in P. Oh, please just let me know." And then. So
Now, before I get to the students' questions, one thing I also want to talk about, and it seems like you have a good grasp of this, because one thing I see a lot of young entrepreneurs make a mistake, especially a lot of young Black entrepreneurs, is they may be doing a great job as far as customer service and organization and product, but they have a lot of trouble on the number side. So what type of struggles and learning curve have you had as far as the taxes and the financial side of things?
well, so far I haven't had any issues with that because I was taught on that early, like when I first started, like, I keep up with all my receipts, like any place I go, like if I travel, like going to the hair store, like I wrote all that down. So I was prepared for it when I did my taxes. So I learned, but it's something that I need to do is save money when it's time because I have to pay taxes. So this is my first year paying taxes. So the only thing I would say, put money to the side. Like that would be my best thing.
Yeah, that's a great point, because everybody, we're in the Instagram culture where everybody, they see all the glamorous fun stuff that they see with people running a business, but what they don't see is the government is going to hit you with a self-employment tax. You don't have
Yeah.
somebody taking that stuff out of your paycheck every week to pay that stuff, and it's stuff that has to be paid.
Mhm.
Now, before we get to the students' questions, you just got accepted into the OT program at Holmes. So
Mhm.
you want to be the occupational therapy assistant, which is a great field. But that's something that I've noticed is that, and I got to admit, I did not know this until I started having guests, is that more and more entrepreneurs will keep their business, but they will still work as an employee to have the steady income, to have the health insurance, to have the benefits, especially, the ones that have families, that have their kids to think about. But, if business ever gets slow, you are not guaranteed an income over a certain time. So talk about that and how you plan to balance that, because that's going to be incredible.
Okay, so well, like I told you before, I've been doing it with school when I had to do my full-time internship. Mainly my goal is like for the summer, keep working but also save money as well. So there's more things that I'm planning to do this summer that you will eventually find out about soon. That's why I've been so low key. And so but yes, I've been, saving money, putting it to the side because I'm really excited to start school because this is my dream. This is my dream career to be an occupational therapist. So to get accepted, I'm really excited about it. So my goal is to save money and get prepared to school. So now I no longer get the Pell Grant. I only get loans. That's another reason why I want to save because I don't want to get any more loans. So if I can pay out of pocket, that's what I would do. So yes, but my main goal this summer is to honestly save, put money to the side while it's the summer because I can do hair all day. I can do hair every day. I'm out of school. So that's been my main goal, really what I've been doing lately. Just saving, saving, saving.
That's all. And yeah, and that's a whole nother rabbit hole we could go down in another class. But so many young people, they want to
Mhm.
get money to ball out, which is that's a lot of fun. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty and you need things like an education to pay for, balling out's not going to do you any good. But I do have a few questions from the students, and these are all seniors getting ready to graduate.
Okay.
So this is a great question. This is Justin Clerk, and he asked, as an entrepreneur, you definitely have a niche market. So do you have trouble finding new customers?
Honestly, no. And for things that I do to promote my brand, when I go to the store, I leave business cards. And what the people do at the hair store, they'll pass out my business cards. And what I do on Instagram, Instagram have where you can promote your pictures. I do that. And when I promote my pictures, I start getting a lot of people following my pages. They start texting me, and I get a lot on my website. I start getting a lot of bookings with promoting my brand. Or I'll go out sometimes and I airdrop my Instagram. Like I also have my Instagram screenshot and I airdrop it to random people. That's good as well, but I
Wow.
do
I didn't
really
think
good at
about that.
promoting.
That's very smart. This is Octavia Johnson, who's actually wanting to get into the cosmetology industry in a similar manner. But she asked, what is the hardest hairstyle you have ever done?
The hardest hairstyle. The hardest hairstyle for me, I'm still getting into feed-ins. Feed-ins are hard for me. Feed-ins, tribal braids. That's kind of hard. But everything else, I'm getting it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
all the females in the class, when you said that, were like, yeah, she's right. This is Amarion Bolton, and he asked, what was your idea behind coming up with the service for service?
So when I thought about it, I was like, I feel like it would be a great opportunity, and because I want to start doing more things with other hairstylists, braiders, lash techs. I want to do content. Like I feel like they'll be good because you can promote each other. Like, okay, I just did your hair, you just did my hair. We can promote each other. Like if I need a customer, you can bring your customers to me if you're booked. I can bring my customers to you if you're booked. I feel like that's just helping each other while you're doing it.
Yeah, and that also, and again, obviously being an old white guy, I'm not completely up on this, but that does give in this industry gives you an opportunity for collab. When you
Mm.
have the weddings and you have the big events, with the video shoots, things like that, you're going to need
Yeah.
multiple people to make those happen, especially the big budget events. And if you
Mhm.
have if they're in need of several people, and there's already kind of a consortium of them, it allows them to work together, and everybody wins on that one.
Yes.
It's got a couple more. This is Miles Woodard, and he asked, when you first started out, what are some mistakes that you made that you wish you could have not made that you would do differently now?
Hmm. That's a good question. Let me think on that. Mm. I'll say my mistake was just taking any customer. And when I say that, like just taking anybody, let's say that I was charging like $80 and they said, oh, I have 50. I was just taking any customer, just taking anything, which I do regret because everybody don't come with good spirits. Even though like, they're giving you only $50, everybody doesn't come with good spirits, good energy. Like I know my worth now and my price is my price. Like I give discounts and I also have afterpay. I have Klarna as well. So I feel like if you can't use that or take advantage of that, then maybe you should go to the next person. But knowing my worth.
I'm so glad you said that because I talk about that often because that's another mistake I see a lot of young entrepreneurs make is, they're so caught up on wanting to have customers and being the cheapest that they
Mm,
skimp on quality, and it is such an easy trap to fall into. So I'm
mm.
so glad you brought that up because that is such a big deal. It's got one more. This is Shania Charleston, and she asked, "What is your greatest achievement you have had since opening your business?"
Well, I don't know if you've seen, but last year made 5 years that I graduated from regional high school. So I did my scholarship. I just wanted to do something nice. So I did the scholarship where I gave two seniors $800. And I was really happy about that. That is something that I also want to do again. I'm trying to see like when the next time because I only wanted to do it like just one time just to do something, but I was getting, a lot of feedback from it. I was like, yeah, I think I want to do that again or start doing it more. But I want to get more involved with the community. Like I went to go speak at regional high school like maybe like 2 months ago. So yeah, I enjoyed that because I was scared at first. Like I was scared to speak to you. I was
Well,
so nervous because I never did it before.
well, we'd love to have you here, and I know my friend, my buddy Coach Glover over there at Ridgeland, would always be glad to have you. And I'm sure
Mm,
he'd be glad to see this later and show to his class over at Ridgeland. But we're almost out of time, and before we go, and thank you so much for taking some time. I know you're super busy,
mm,
but you're Madison County Schools alum. Even though you're in Ridgeland, you were in the same school system, dealing with the same stuff, and you're not much older than the kids that are here with me now. Are going to see this later. But yet you've become extremely successful at a young age. So
mm.
what can these kids do, whether they go into the hair business or not, to be just as successful in business as a young woman like yourself?
The main thing that I would say first is customer service. Have good customer service, good professionalism. I feel like that matters first, no matter how good your work is. How you talk to a person or how you do a person hair or how you respond to a person matters. And promote your brand, no matter what, promote your business and have good professionalism.
That is, I mean, I think that's great advice. And look, next year we've got to have you on campus to come show our young ladies how some of the stuff works. We'd love to have you. But before we go, tell us where to find you online.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at MC Styles, MCSTYLEZ underscore on Instagram.
Yeah, and you have your link tree on there where they could any services you provide. So again,
With everything.
thank you so much, Brikala Rachele. She was nervous, but she nailed it. Talk to you soon.
Okay, talk to you. Thank you.
See ya.